Everyone creates the thing they dread. Men of peace create engines of war. Invaders create avengers. The victors program their future enemies. All other shit fear. Inevitably, men die from their own remedies. What the fuck is the sense in that? We keep fighting each other. This doesn't make sense. What the fuck are we doing? Fuck this shit. I'm done with this reality. I'm done.
Embrace the dark so you can see so many things in a different perspective. Perception is projection, so what the fuck, bring it down, put the sound and you'll see so many different perspectives that you don't wanna be in. Because if you do, you're gonna regulate and alternate all those realities. Parallel to be exact, don't go out of body because it might be whack for you if you don't know what to do. Astral project, that's the way it goes. But then again, if you go out of mind, you will be out of sight. So what the fuck, yo? Bring it down cause it's on the slow, cause you will be with this old soul. Alone but you wouldn't wanna be, because you don't even know what to do with all that solitary. Now you see many things coming at you with so many dissonance. What the fuck you gonna do when you really see all this pressure coming at you? Depression's gonna hit you hard. PTSD, now you know what it's gonna go around. It's gonna be like that. Now you really don't know what to do next, because if you do, you might just wanna flex all those magic numbers.
Everyone creates the thing they dread. Men of peace create engines of war. Invaders create avengers. The victors program their future enemies. All other shit fear. Inevitably, men die from their own remedies. What the fuck is the sense in that? We keep fighting each other. This doesn't make sense. What the fuck are we doing? Fuck this shit. I'm done with this reality. I'm done.
Embrace the dark so you can see so many things in a different perspective. Perception is projection, so what the fuck, bring it down, put the sound and you'll see so many different perspectives that you don't wanna be in. Because if you do, you're gonna regulate and alternate all those realities. Parallel to be exact, don't go out of body because it might be whack for you if you don't know what to do. Astral project, that's the way it goes. But then again, if you go out of mind, you will be out of sight. So what the fuck, yo? Bring it down cause it's on the slow, cause you will be with this old soul. Alone but you wouldn't wanna be, because you don't even know what to do with all that solitary. Now you see many things coming at you with so many dissonance. What the fuck you gonna do when you really see all this pressure coming at you? Depression's gonna hit you hard. PTSD, now you know what it's gonna go around. It's gonna be like that. Now you really don't know what to do next, because if you do, you might just wanna flex all those magic numbers.
Everyone creates the thing they dread. Men of peace create engines of war. Invaders create avengers. The victors program their future enemies. All other shit fear. Inevitably, men die from their own remedies. What the fuck is the sense in that? We keep fighting each other. This doesn't make sense. What the fuck are we doing? Fuck this shit. I'm done with this reality. I'm done.
Embrace the dark so you can see so many things in a different perspective. Perception is projection. So what the fuck, bring it down, put the sound and you'll see so many different perspectives that you don't wanna be in. Because if you do, you're gonna regulate and alternate all those realities. Parallel to be exact, don't go out of body because it might be whack with you if you don't know what to do. Astral project, that's the way it goes. But then again, if you go out of mind, you will be out of sight. So what the fuck, yo? Bring it down cause the sound of it slow, cause you will be with his old soul. Alone, but you wouldn't wanna be, because you don't even know what to do with all that solitary. Now you see many things coming at you with so many dissonance. What the fuck you gonna do when you really see all this pressure coming at you? Depression's gonna hit you hard. PTSD, now you know what it's gonna go on around. It's gonna be like that. Now you really don't know what to do next, because if you do, you might just wanna flex all those magic numbers.
Everyone creates the thing they dread. Men of peace create engines of war. Invaders create avengers. Victors program their future enemies. All of shit fear. Inevitably, men die from their own remedies. What the fuck is the sense in that? We keep fighting each other. It doesn't make sense. What the fuck are we doing? Fuck this shit! I'm done with this reality! I'm done!
Embrace the dark so you can see so many things in a different perspective. Perception is projection. So what the fuck, bring it down, put the sound and you'll see so many different perspectives that you don't wanna be in. Because if you do, you're gonna regulate and alternate all those realities. Parallel to be exact, don't go out of body because it might be whack with you if you don't know what to do. Astral project, that's the way it goes. But then again, if you go out of mind, you will be out of sight. So what the fuck, yo? Bring it down cause the sound of it slow, cause you will be with his old soul. Alone, but you wouldn't wanna be, because you don't even know what to do with all that solitary. Now you see many things coming at you with so many dissonance. What the fuck you gonna do when you really see all this pressure coming at you?
Alright guys, hopefully you guys can hear me. Took me a while to get this to work properly. So, most of you don't know who I am. I haven't logged on in years. This is actually my very first live feed. I literally just got done making the gym that's back there. There's a heavy bag, obviously. There's a medium bag that's set up sideways for uppercuts. You really can't see it that well, but it's there. There's a double M bag, and back there is that banner, the one that you see anyhow. Hopefully you guys can hear me. This is my very first live feed ever. I haven't posted any new updates on the videos until now. I've been very, very busy soul searching, if you may, in the sense that I've been working on understanding the brain, neuroplasticity, neurolinguistic programming, many other things in order to tame the PTSD, not just in me, but in not the veterans either, my fellow veterans, but also in anyone, kids, even animals, especially women who have been traumatized from different things. Now remember, anything that's shocking in a consistent manner will create PTSD. Even in an odd way, even good things. PTSD is PTSD. Okay, you can never get rid of it. You can tame it, you can work with it, but you can get to the point to where it doesn't affect you in a negative manner. Let me check everything one last time to make sure the sound is good. Let's see, the microphone is on, the music is off, that's good. Everything's good to go. So, like today, like the title states, today we're gonna be discussing speed, practical speed, and for show only speed. Okay, what I mean by the for show only speed is, for instance, when some boxers, fighters, whether it's MMA, even bare knuckle fighting now, which is phenomenal. If you guys trust me, there's many of you that truly don't understand bare knuckle fighting, since it's kind of closer to street fighting, and there are different rules and there's different strategies involved because of those rules, obviously. So in this channel, we're going to be covering a lot of that because I am a master street fighter, in the sense that I even started street fighting at age 11 against gang members. Okay, my very first street fight was against a 15-year-old gang member. All right, and yes, believe it or not, I won. All right, it was this. There was no ground fighting. Even though I slammed the dude inside of a car full of women, beautiful women that stopped because I used to live in the hood, and they stopped by and I seen them and I just grabbed the dude after I was punching him and slammed him. And I wasn't part of the gang, but his own homies actually gave me props because I beat this older cat. And that's funny because his nickname was Cat Eyes because he had green eyes and stuff. So anyways, and I'm a cat too, as you can see. Those are my tiger stripes. All right, so anyhow, I've been street fighting since the age of 11. I stopped being prideful about street fighting when I was 17, and I stopped counting at 144 street fights. I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know that maybe with this information, you can actually be like, well, if it's true and I see what he's doing, maybe I should listen to some of his opinions or strategies or techniques. So anyhow, I have my own method of fighting, of self-defense. It's called KO method. When it comes to the fitness part of it, is holistic fitness at that. It's kinetic overload method, KO, kinetic overload, because you just go, 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 go. Hence this practical speed. All right. And when it comes to the self-defense part of it, it stands for knockout method. You don't have to believe me, but I have, out of way more than 140 street fights and many in the ring, I would say 98% knockout rate. You don't have to believe me. Watch my videos and you understand, especially the one that's featured. The one that talks about knockout power. All right, that I basically compare some of the greats, especially Mike Tyson. So listen. I will teach you how to knock out motherfuckers. Right? Sorry I used that word, but anyways, I'm not making fun of Tyson. No. Have you guys heard? He's about to come out again, and boy, oh boy, you can pay me all you want. It's not even about the money, but I would take it I would take the fight just for the fun of it. And I wouldn't last no more than 30 seconds, obviously. Are you kidding me? Against Mike Tyson, even at this age, man. So anyhow, aside from that, one question for you guys is, who are you going for? Roy Jones or Mike Tyson? I'm going for Mike Tyson. Yes, it's an exhibition fight, okay? But it's not that they're going to try to knock each other's heads off. But I'm telling you, Mike Tyson is going to try to start something new. And he's not going to try to hurt Roy Jones, but he's going to try to put a nice show, a professional show, without trying to hurt Roy Jones. But Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. This has nothing to do with his color or where he came from. It's just an RBL Posse song. Who remembers RBL? I'm pretty old. I know I don't look that old, but I'm pretty old. All right. But who remembers RBL Posse from California? I think they're from the Bay Area. But there was this one song that they used to have. You can take the boy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the home, boy. Well, all that means really is you can take a person out of the environment, but what they were exposed to in a consistent manner, it's going to stick in their spirit, in their warrior spirit, in their soul, whatever you want to call it, in their consciousness, in their self-consciousness at that. So then unconsciously, they're going to consciously react a certain way. They might be able to speak differently, have a different character, but that nature in them is going to stay in there. So like I said, you can take the boy out the hood, but you can't take the boy out the homeboy, the hood out the homeboy. So that means that Mike Tyson, naturally, he's still going to move the way he used to move. I need to. Hopefully, it's not getting cut off, but it said it's attempting to reconnect. But anyhow, so with that in mind, all right, naturally after the second round, both of them are gonna get comfortable, especially when they hear the way their corners are, directing them and stuff like that. You'll be like, all right, cool. They're gonna get back into the game and they're gonna put on a good show. And guess what? I foresee this actually becoming big, just like BKFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Look them up. They're coming up. Why? Because hey, it's an amazing thing. Really, it's a gentleman's sport. Believe it or not. I mean, look at how they shake hands. Most of them, they shake hands before and after, and even when they knock them out and try to go at them, still they let them get up and stuff like that. So anyhow, aside from that, we're gonna cover speed, practical speed, and also for show speed. All right, the for show speed does not work in the street fights, or in the ring. Why do I say that? Is because for show speed looks beautiful for several seconds, but what happens naturally to the body? For one, you start to get out of breath. Okay, no problem. We train for that, right? But other one is lactic acid buildup, starts to build up. What does that mean? Your body's gonna start to naturally lock up if you try to keep that crazy, blazingly fast speed. And it won't stay that long. Eventually, you're gonna have to catch your breath. Eventually, you're gonna have to let your muscles kind of relax. What do you think? Even Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao is lefty. He's technically a righty, believe it or not, but he fights lefty. So what do you think even Pacquiao does this? Why? Because he's letting go of the lactic acid. So another thing about the lactic acid, for instance, like when people are working out, when they're done, sometimes they sit down or they crouch down, right? They do different things, but what happens? What's happening here? Right here, I'm cutting my circulation to a point, just like a water hose. If the water hose is open, you let the water go out, the water goes out. But if you cringe the water hose without closing the faucet, the water pressure stops, no matter how much power is coming up. All right, that's one thing. But when you let it go, water pressure goes again. Same thing is happening here. If you're like this the whole time, you're cutting your circulation. You have to, every once in a while, shake it off so that lactic acid moves and doesn't just stick in one spot. If not, your biceps is going to start getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and then you're going to get more and more fatigue. All right, so with that in mind, don't forget the water hose effect just pointed out. Next thing is, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I'm going to go all out for a few seconds, and I'm going to do it with a mouthpiece in. Okay, this is the key to getting true speed, is to train with this on at all times. If you're not talking to your mother, to your wife, to your son, to whatever, wear this, all right? If you're driving, if you're not talking to anyone, wear this. Play around with the rhythm of the beat that you're listening to and just cringe as you're driving, stuff like that. As long as you're not talking with someone, wear this thing. If you're a woman, even if you're not a fighter, wear this. But this one, not the single one, all right, the one that only goes on the top, not that one, this one. Because why? Look at how thick it is, right? So that means my jaw is going to be open like that. But as I have it in my mouth, naturally you're going to clench in. Get this, for kissing alone, you utilize 22 or so muscles, because there's some in the tongue for one, there's many in the lips. So just for doing this, puckering your lips, you use about 22 muscles. So imagine you training without this. You go into the ring and you're fighting with this on, because you can't fight without a mouthpiece in, right? They won't let you. So that means you're now fighting not the way you train. You will fight the way you train. So if you've trained without this on, when you're fighting, guess what? You're gonna get taxed in so many muscles that were not used. And you might be saying, that's just a mouthpiece. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, think about it. You clenching on it. Again, just for kissing, you use 22 muscles. So that means this one, when you're clenching it, you're gonna use many more muscles. So like I was saying about women, if you have a wife, tell your wife to wear one of these when she's not speaking with somebody. I mean, if you knew my age, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't even believe on my age. And it's thanks to this. I mean, look at my jawline. All right, I have no double chin, anything, even my neck muscles, even my abs. I have a 10 pack. I don't have a fucking 6 pack or an 8 pack, and it's because of this. I hardly ever work out. Hardly ever work out, okay? But I'm very holistic, kinetic overload method. All right, so anyhow, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4 flush, which helps you detoxify in 1, 2, 3, 4 different planes of existences: physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. All right, so now enough about the talking for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys all out speed. I'm gonna have to disturb a little Jackie Jack. He's always over here training with me. I do footwork with him because I try to follow him and he moves around and it's hard to follow him. Just like Roy Jones would do it with chickens. All right. So anyhow, back to that question: who do you got, Roy Jones or Mike Tyson? I got Mike Tyson. And honestly, I see him accidentally dropping, accidentally, because again, he's not going to try to hurt Roy and vice versa. Roy's not going to try to hurt Mike Tyson, but I see Mike Tyson dropping Roy. What is it? I think it was 8 rounds or I think it's 8 rounds, right? I think it was 8 rounds. I don't remember, but it's more than 5 rounds. All right, but I see him dropping Roy Jones around 4 or 5th round, eighth the latest. Sorry, seventh the latest. But then after that happens, Mike Tyson is gonna go to his professional side and he's gonna be like, okay, I gotta stop, slow down way more because I don't want to hurt my colleague because they're gonna start something. You'll see where seniors start coming out. They might have headgear. They're not gonna try to knock each other out, but come on, man. If the senior can move around, hopefully they're under 60 years old. So that's not a senior. I'm referring to like the experience wise, or veteran, I should say. If they're not above 60 years old, I mean, who wouldn't want to see their favorite boxer fight again in an exhibition fight? Some of you might not like it, but to some that understand strategy, there's still a lot of strategy being shown by those masters. All right, so watch it. They're gonna start coming back. A lot of them, just like BKFC. There's a lot of UFC, and not only that, there's a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters coming out. Come on, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's on the ground, and they're actually fighting bare knuckle fighting where it's nothing but stand up, and it actually looks beautiful. Have you seen Bigfoot Silva fight against I forgot his name, but he's another basically Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu legend. I forgot his name, but it looks beautiful. It really does. So anyhow, and it's like I said, it's a whole different strategy. I'm gonna give you guys a lot of techniques on that because it's completely different than boxing and MMA. Duh, right? But trust me, when you see what I point out, you're gonna be like, that makes sense. Even though I never thought about that, and that wouldn't work on boxing. Yeah, because boxing is boxing, MMA is MMA, BKFC is BKFC, meaning bare knuckle fighting, and that's what I specialize because I used to street fight a lot. I loved it, and it wasn't to hurt somebody or me being in danger and loving to be in danger. No, it's a fucking gentleman sport. It's a physical game of chess. I love using the intellect in a physical fashion. Hence, 1, 2, 3, 4 flush, helping you transform from the inside out in physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional to reach the warrior spirit. Let me check on the messages. Hey, brother. I'm not going to type because it takes too long, but what's up, Mark? Nice to see you. Hey, buddy, I need some space. I'm sorry. You're going to have to move out of the way. So one last thing I want to point out. You see this heavy bag? This is a chain that moves around. Moves around. It gives you a small target to hit in between. You can hurt yourself hitting it. You can condition yourself hitting it. But then your brain gets your reflexes a certain way because, like in PTSD, that's one thing. People just go, oh, now. You still want to control your shots, man. Trust me, it is possible. There's very few actual BKFC, like for instance, Nguyen. Look up Nguyen. I think he's a champion right now of the lightweights. I want to fight you, Nguyen. All right, you and I. Let's get it on very soon. We're in the same age, just about. I think I'm actually a little older than you, but trust me, we'll put on a great fucking match. All right, so let's get that going. BKFC, what's up? You'll see once you see my videos of what I'm talking about the bare knuckle fighting and my strategies. You're gonna be like, you know what? We gotta get this guy on here. It's gonna be a good match against Nguyen. All right, there's several other of you guys out there. that are pretty damn good on the lightweight. Right now, I technically weigh one. Right now, I should be, well, right now I'm 148, but I fluctuate from 145, 148, but that's fighting weight. All right, and I'm constantly in my fighting weight. So anyhow, back to the lecture at hand. So when you see this bag, you're gonna see that thing moving around, and it mimics an arm, because sometimes it moves around and you gotta move around from that thing so it doesn't hit you, and you gotta pick your shots properly so you don't hit that damn uh, um, chain that the heavy bag is hanging from. All right, so let me check the call him mouse. So hell yeah. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys non-practical speed. I'm gonna go pretty damn fast, pretty damn hard. All right, which, and you're gonna see I'm gonna be way out of breath afterwards. But again, I'm also doing it with this. You try doing it with this on. Look around to your favorite boxers, MMA fighters, everyone. See how many of them technically train with this thing on. You're gonna see that none, not a single one, trains with their mouthpiece in. So remember, you will fight the way you train. So imagine if you're training with this, how much better you will be in the ring. Yes, you too, professional fighters, you don't train with this on because you're too worried about the networking and the cameras and you looking pretty and this and that. Fuck that. Get the fuck out of here. So I'm gonna show you guys non-practical speed. Let's see how long I can use it. I'm actually gonna stop beforehand because I don't want to get out of theta state of mind, if you may, because I need you guys to understand me. I already have a pretty odd goodness, pretty odd accent. So, and one last thing I want to point out, I'm in the shade, yeah, but I live in the high desert of California. So right now it's 96 degrees in the shade, and it is pretty damn hot. 96 degrees in the shade. Here we go. Jack, you gotta give me some space. And I'm gonna finish off with some martial arts striking, but first, just nothing but punching. So you can see how it goes. All right, so you can hear my breathing and all these things, right? And then I'll show you more practical speed on the double M bag, all right? Stuff like that. So here we go. I don't know if you've seen that, but I'm gonna admit it. Yeah, that just happened. I dropped my mouthpiece. Oh well. Seen that? How that came? I'm gonna move over to the uppercut bag. You see how not practical that is? I wouldn't be able to last. And again, I'm trying to sing it. 90s, I can't even sing. 96, I can't even get the tone right. 96 degrees in the shade. I can't. Now, I'm gonna go MMA. Elbows, knee strikes, kicking. Again, non-practical. Going fast, fast, fast to see how I can last. I won't be able to last long. You see that thing swinging around? I'm sure you can see it. Non-practical. How long was that? I don't care who you are. That type of speed, you can't keep that long. After that, I would have to worry about relieving my lactic acid buildup, getting back my equilibrium, even though it wasn't shocked out of its balance. But look how hard of a time I'm having catching my breath. That's non-practical speed. Very few of you will admit it that, boy, that was not that bad looking. But you're right. There's no way you can sustain that for freaking 6 to 8 to 10 rounds, to even 12 at that. MMA, there's no way you can sustain that for 5-minute rounds each one, not even 3 rounds at 5 minutes of that, obviously. But nowhere near that consistency can last. My lactic acid is so built up right now, which means what? It's constricting my muscles because the muscles grew for that little bit of moment right there. And then what? It applies pressure on the veins, which means what? Less circulation. Also, less fluidity. You see that? I already got a cut from striking the chain. All right. But this is how you use the brain. And this, I don't really use hand wraps, but I'm just trying to promote safety. Okay. I like to not use hand wraps, but hand wraps are good, not for the knuckles. Hand wraps are good for the wrist. Most of you don't even know that. Although you do know you need to protect your wrist, most of you don't even use the hand wraps properly. Some of you use the hand wraps all the way over here and don't have any stiffness here. This is where you need the stiffness, so your wrist doesn't get hyperextended that way, this way, any which way. So most of your protection should be right here. This should be really stiff, not tight, but stiff. So anyhow, again, I'm in the high desert of California. So what does that mean? Excuse me. The breathing is more difficult. I had this the whole time. All right. Ha ha ha, Paul. Thank you. I'm gonna have to make you a moderator, whether you like it or not. That doesn't mean you have to moderate, but hey, I remember you little by little. Some of your comments and stuff like that, I'm sorry I never replied, but from this point on, you best believe I'm gonna reply to your messages because you know strategy well enough. So, like I said, whether you like it or not, I'm gonna make you a moderator, but you don't have to moderate. That's all just gonna show Paul Mata highlighted in blue saying, hey, you're special to this channel. That means you've been loyal in the sense of a good martial artist, boxer, strategist. And this is what this channel is about. Source XRXE, Source RE, sorcery. This is what this is. This is the source of real enlightenment, meaning music and boxing or martial arts. Music and martial arts, Eminem. All right, so anyhow, that was not practical speed. Like I said, some of you might like it the way it looked, but how long did it last? Not even a freaking full minute. I had to stop and I had to pretend like I needed to talk to you guys, all right, so I can get some breath back. That is unpractical. Let me check the comments. There's a few more that came in. Yeah, Mark, exactly. We need protection in our wrists. All right, we don't need protection in our knuckles. So eventually I'm gonna show you guys an updated tutorial hand wrapping. Not like the boxer style, like when you're about to go to the fight. That's a completely different hand wrap job that needs to be done that takes a while because you need to be precise with that. But on here, because why? You're gonna go all out to win your fight, right? So you have to have a certain type of protection on your metacarpals, on your wrists, stuff like that. But when you're at home or at the gym training, I will show you guys a tutorial on how to wrap and give you different options on having more protection here, which will make less protection here because a lot of it is coming here, and why you might want to do that, or have less protection here and more here, or have no protection here but a lot here, meaning for BKFC, bare knuckle fighting. As a bare knuckle, you don't need a protection here when you're training because you need this area to be desensitized. Not only the skin, technically speed comes from not having fear, meaning having confidence that your skin's not gonna rip, that your bones are not gonna break. Wolf's Law, it's tiny fractures. Hit a certain way, a piece of wood, not even hard, eventually those tiny fractures will heal within minutes, technically, but you won't see it that way. But microscopic fractures going on everywhere, and that prevents osteoporosis, believe it or not. Even old people can do it, just tapping, tap, tap, making a rhythm, tap, tap. All right, so now, here's where the practicality comes. Speed with practicality. The key, the only key, is breathing. Watch all your fighters, all of them, even your most favorite one. You're gonna see that, yeah, they might take 1 or 2 deep breaths, but while they're waiting, they're not even they're just that's not good, man. You're breathing in only CO2 because you breathe out CO2, and you're breathing in nothing but CO2, and very little actual oxygen goes in. So unless you have a broken nose, okay, that's a different story. But if you don't have a broken nose, always breathe in through your nose, hold it, release it to that chi, to that diaphragm. That hold is gonna tell your heart, hey, relax, man, relax, because this is the first brain, not this one. This is the real brain, but this, the microbiome, has the ability to control this. If the microbiome is not clean, if the microbiome is not conditioned, and I don't mean like working out, no, you have to condition it from the inside out. That's why I have 1, 2, 3, 4 flush, because it helps you flush, detoxify, release, purge from the inside out, in physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. Hence why I'm saying I've been gone for so long because I've been soul searching. I even let go of my gym. I let it all go. All right. I even let go of my 58 Bel Air. I still have it. That's the next show is coming up, Around the Bell. I even have a boxing bell, but bell with one L, meaning 58 Bel Air. The 58 Bel Air, I'm going to be riding it around, taking it to gym from gym, and we're going to be training around it just for however the long the show lasts. And I'll be talking to professionals as they're giving us their tips. And behind you can see my 58 Bel Air. And when they're done, they're gonna be like, all right, this is Around the Bell, and these are my techniques. And they're gonna have the bell, the button, bing, 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 because I have a real boxing bell that was gifted to me after I helped a after school program remodel the whole place because I was volunteering to help those children self-defense, get their confidence up, things like that. And then I got tired of seeing how underfunded they were. And then I started asking some of my other clients because they had painting companies, things like that. And I asked them, hey, I want to do this for a after school program for children. Do you mind getting some of your friends and maybe giving us a discount? And they're like, wait, what? That's a good idea. I'll do it for free. And then so they helped me remodel soy. Save Our Youth in Costa Mesa. Look it up. All right, that's where I used to have my gym in Costa Mesa, California. So, anyways, now I'm going to show you practical speed. It might not look pretty, it might not be fast, but you'll see that I'll last a long time with the fast fight aerobic and strategy training. Fast. All right, so let me check one more time the comment. Yeah, breathing is key. So here we go. I'm going to actually fluctuate from the heavy bag to the medium bag to the really, really light bag, meaning the double M bag. And in fact, I'll start with the double M bag. And you guys know, I mean, look at your favorite boxers. Look how they do their double M bag. Not to talk shit, not to sound arrogant. But again, the way they use it is unpractical. I'll give you guys about 20 to 30 seconds of professional speed bag, not speed bag, but double M bag use. All right, so you can see compared to what my double M bag training is, and you'll see, I think I want to use their style better than what they do because yeah, what you're doing will be technically practical because, like you said, I understand. We fight as we train. So imagine all those professionals, how much badasser, if that makes sense, how much badass more they would be if they would train a certain way. I'm telling you, man, some of the training you see out there, it's great conditioning, meaning staying in the fight, but there's no conditioning up here. There's no true hand and eye coordination. There's no true warrior spirit, brain to body to coherence. There's none. It's just beating conditioning, a type of cardio that a grandma can sit there with Okawama and just tell you, all right, mijo, do this, do that, do that, do that, that. Don't stop, do that, and they'll condition you. They don't have to know what they're doing. They just, as long as they don't make you stop, you will be conditioned. But you won't be in fighting condition, even though you can beat some asses, the normal Joe's ass. So here we go. And mind you, I'm in the high desert. It's 98 degrees. Yeah, it used to be 96. Now it's 98 degrees in the shade. And I haven't even drank water yet. And I'm going to keep going. So you can see, I'm not bullshitting. Mouthpiece in at all times. Again, I'm going to start with what you see on TV, the way they do their double M back training. Yes, I am throwing in a little acting in there because that's what they do. They look at themselves in the mirror. They look at themselves in the mirror or the camera, and that's all they do. There's rhythm. There's rhythm. That's not practical. I'm gonna keep going with that silly shit. Let me adjust my earbuds. I want to hear my music so I don't hear my breathing. Where the fuck is the true training on the reflexes, the snapping? It's not about how fast you can punch. It's about how fast you can retract. Not only that, it's about how much you can keep yourself guarded at all times. If this one's going out, this one has to block body and everything. Most times they sound like this, even if they're staggered. If I get punched here, I'm gonna get punched with my own arm. Make it a pawn. Now they have to go through this first. You might be saying, you're wide open there. No, I'm not. Try to hit me in my stomach, that's all I'm doing. I'm not gonna do this because now I'm wide open. So all I'm gonna do is this. Boom. Bam. Come in, bam. When does the first move away from my guard? To get through this and this. But my guard never leaves. My guard never goes down to block the body shot. Now I'm wide open. Just bend from the knees. That's it. So that's the key, is for you to how much you can pivot and move to have your guard up at all times. That's one thing. Second thing is your own rhythm of breathing. Rhythm. Now I'm gonna do my style with mouthpiece in. I'm very thirsty. I'm not gonna drink water, so I should be slowing down. But let's see what happens. Look how high it is. I'm gonna lower it. Let's see what happens with my accuracy. If I can, I'm gonna try. We'll see if it stay a little low. His accuracy is gonna change. And I'm standing left right now. That's not fast, but you see the accuracy, and even though it's way up high, I can't get it to stay at a normal pace. Because remember, people are not going to stand that high. And even if they're that tall, they're going to come down. They're not going to stay upright. All right, but anyways, I'm going to keep going one last time on the heavy bag with practical speed. First punching, then MMA style. Then we'll finish off this transmission. By the way, did you hear that Lomachenko finally accepted Teofimo Lopez's request proposal? So that fight's gonna happen very soon. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to kick yet. See how close that chain that's coming to my eyes? This heat is kicking my ass. And I haven't drank any water. No, I'm not trying to prevent anything, but I'm trying to put myself on the same level as some of these other professionals when they're in a conditioned room with water, with their sweet little music on, no mouthpiece in, sometimes hitting with power, but with really no practicality, no reality. Even though it looks beautiful, it looks nice, it will work against anybody else other than a professional. But again, it's not practical what they're doing in the sense of they're not training the way they would fight, in the sense that they don't have the mouthpiece in. And no, I'm not talking shit. I'm just giving you guys an observation of facts from what is presented with the evidence, if you may, from the videos that they're showing. This was not pretty, this was not beautiful. But this is the first time I do this in a while, in a long time. Again, no excuses. And I've been trying to go on live for quite some time right now. And finally got to do what? I can't even see the time. So it's probably like 2 p.m. right now, Pacific Standard Time. And again, at least 99 degrees in the shade. Outside is at least 106. All right. It is what, July 29th, I believe? 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the high desert. So What is the air like? The higher elevation you're at, right? Not only that, it's so freaking hot here. All right, and again, these are not excuses. I'm giving you factors that you can consider for yourself, not for me, not for my excuses, because technically they are. They're excuses. I'm not gonna lie. In the sense of, I know I can do better performance if you may, but this is truly the first time I go like this. I mean, you can't tell from me telling you, but I just put this up right now, like a few minutes ago. I just said, fuck, I'm done with all the craziness in the world. I already tamed my PTSD. It took me a very long time to do so, but now I want to share this information with everyone and go back to training true warriors, benevolent warriors of love and light. That might sound cliche to some of you, but it's the truth. What does a warrior do at all times? They're always fighting for peace. Yeshiva Morehai, the founder of Aikido, a true warrior is always in a life and death struggle for peace. Bushido code, the benevolence, compassion. If there is no trouble, no problems, a true warrior of the Bushido code goes out of their way to search for someone to help, not for someone to fight, for someone weak, like an elder, a child that may need some assistance, a teenager that may need assistance because they have a single parent family. They only have their mom. There's no father around. You notice that, and you see the kid's always in trouble or whatnot, and you just, in a sense, when you meet, you don't take over, but you help that child, because why? That child, that teenager, is part of your community. When that child grows up, it's going to be more grateful, more appreciative. It's going to know what's truly right and what's truly wrong. Now we go to the Kabbalion, all right? The law of reciprocity, the law of causation, the law of rhythm. The pendulum swings, goes equally to the left as it does to the right, all right? Rhythm compensates. Am I out of breath already? I've been talking this whole time after I was going pretty crazy for the first time under the heat. Again, no excuses, but I'm just giving you factors. And I'm talking normal now. This mouthpiece, not the single one that only goes up to the top teeth, this is the double one, which is very uncomfortable. But anything you expose your body to in a consistent a level, a consistent level, your body will adapt to it. Let me give you a graphic example. If you have a wife, or you yourself, you must have a mother, whether she transitioned into the where do you think you did not very most of you, where do you came of if she was to have a series, all right? They came out in a little hole that's that big. You came out of a little hole that big. What am I getting at? Your mom was pushing in a consistent manner until finally her body said, I need to adapt. And it opened up so that you, the size of the biggest burrito you can imagine, came out of that little hole. How is it possible for your mom to expand that much? You need to have more respect for your mom. You see what I'm saying? But the point is your body will adapt to anything that is confirming for us. All of a sudden, there was a gust of wind for bringing you out of that way, out of her, and came into you as a sperm. It's strategy. Most of you don't use something for yourself or on down. It's your ex-girlfriend. That's why I brought up the Kabbalion. So, Miyamoto Musashi, vision is weak, perception is strong. If I stare at your eyes are not going to hurt me, man. What's going to hurt me, it's over here. And if I'm staring at your eyes to try to think of how the fuck, what are you going to do next? You're looking at my stomach. That means you might hit me in my stomach. Oh, shit, you hit me in my head. Don't look at the person's eye. Vision is weak. Perception is strong. I'm facing close to your eyes, but I'm not looking at your eye. I'm looking at everything right now. When I do that, I slow down time because now I can see your arm coming this size because it's blurry. It's not a tiny little thing that I'm staring at. What are you going to kick me with? Even though it's up here, how are you going to kick me with that up there? You can't. You can make a roundhouse to kick me up there, but don't stare at your opponent. See everything. Right now I'm looking towards your eyes, but I'm seeing your chi. I'm seeing your core. And I'm going to take over it. Believe it or not, and that's the way Miyamoto Musashi teaches you. The stance should be, your chin should be slightly down. They shouldn't be able to see your eyes. You should squint them a little bit. You should have a little grin in your face. You should flare your nostrils. And then that way they can't even see what your intentions are. You're not giving away your spirit. Miyamoto Musashi, like the heading says on the bottom, no matter the way, the discipline, a true master of strategy does never appears fast. Because they're controlling the inside and everything around. Back to Morihei Yeshiva. The instant you decide to challenge me, you have ended your life because you're going against the universe. I am the universe. You cannot go against the universe. And that's coming from the most peacefulest warrior of all time. All right? Miyamoto Musashi, the Book of Five Rings, he learned everything from nature. Everything. And he was undefeated as a samurai. If you guys know what samurais go through, it's to the fucking death. All right? I've been through a lot of shit like that. I dare to speak this way and give you this information the way I do. You don't like it? Too bad. You're not gonna expand. You're gonna stick with the crowd, which are what? Conditioned to books that are limited to knowledge only to that book that was programmed a certain way. All lessons are within. Never search without. All right, so back to the Kabbalion. The all is mind. The universe is mental. The all, in capital letters, equals God, equals source, equals your guardian angels. The all is mind, meaning the all. God is consciousness. The universe, Y-O-U, universe, is mental. That means God. Because a lot of people consider the universe God. Those that are atheists and don't believe in the technical book God, they might believe in energy. Tesla 369, those are the key of the universe, which is what? Frequency, vibration, and energy. That's the universe. The universe is mental. That means the universe, God, whatever way you want to call it, the all or universe is mental. It's inside of you. You are in the consciousness of God. You are the consciousness of God. God is in your consciousness. Therefore, you're everything. When you let go of everything, you become everything. This is why Morihei Yeshiva stated, the second you challenge me, you decide to challenge me, you have ended your life. Because you're going up against the universe. Because I'm nothing. I don't exist any longer. And that's technically a reality. I was blown up several times while I was in Iraq. There's no way I should be here. All my comrades technically had physical, crazy pieces of their bodies missing from suicide bombers coming and fucking blowing us up. Out of 550 combat missions. Do the fucking math. All right? I'm not angry right now. I'm not amped up. This is my warrior spirit talking to you. And if you take the technicalities of it, you're going to see that, man, this guy's not being negative. This guy's not being aggressive. It's just the way he is. Oh, well, but I like what he's saying, or maybe you don't, and that's fine. But I'm going to teach you a lot of things that you cannot find in books. All right? This is why I was gone for so long. Look at my channel, study it. You're gonna see that I hardly ever posted anything in the past 7, 8 years, and yet I'm not bragging, and yet I have over 3 million views, 9,000 followers, and again, I haven't done a single thing in over 6 years. That's how much my information resonated to some. But wait, from this point on, I mean, look at the quality of this live feed. This is my first one ever. I'm telling you, they're gonna get a lot better. And I will become popular, not because I want to. You're gonna see that I'm not even going to monetize these fucking things. All right, I'm not gonna feed the machine. I don't need their money. I have set my life up properly, so I have residual income, and I don't have to worry about that fucking shit. Right? Why? Because I want to dedicate my life to you all, the ones who do care, that wants to fucking expand and help your communities. All right, you'll see, man. I'm telling you, I'm not fucking, I'm not angry or nothing. It's just the warrior in me. And I'm going to teach you guys how to bring that warrior within, how to have true mental to heart, to body, spirit, coherence. All right. Why would they automatically stop your comment, Mark? The all is mine, universe is mental. They blocked it. But I'm going to show it because obviously there's nothing wrong with that. But you see how they try to block strategy? That's not even strategy. You see how they try to block expansion of consciousness? How is that a threat to anyone, especially in this channel? It's not a channel for kids. They marked your mark. They marked your comment of the all is mine, the universe is mental. They marked that as a spam or a threat. That's crazy. Here's another one. Ballroom Hero 85. Dude, I watched you punch a Mexican bag in Iraq. That was the very first video I ever posted, and that video right now has 1 million and some views. And I never did anything with it. Never did anything with it. I didn't try to spread it. No, I don't do that shit. I don't try to get recognition and all this. No, I just want you guys to really expand. Again, if you guys would see, I'm about to post some of my fights. I actually fought 2 freaking champions in one night. That is an illegal thing, but because I'll give you guys the whole story maybe tomorrow if you guys want to tune in. I'll give you guys how that happened. I had no experience. I just went to go see a fight. Think about this. I had just got out of the basic training. This was back in 2002 when I got out of basic training, but the fight started in 2003. I just went to go see a fight because I was depressed. I was in Alaska. And if you guys don't know, most parts in Alaska, sometimes there's not that much sun. So there's always darkness. When there's always darkness, sometimes if you don't know what to do with your pineal gland, you start to become depressed. So then in the radio, I heard there's boxing matches, and I'm like, wow, I never seen a boxing match in real life, but I've always studied it. I tried to go when I was 15 to a gym, and when I was 15, this was a long time ago. I had no father around, and I tried to go. I saved up money because I was working by then, because it's too many street fights. They kicked me out of school because I used to beat up the gang members, because they would pick on me and my brothers, my friends and stuff like that. So I got kicked out because they wouldn't accept me. So I started working. I saved up $500. It was over $700 back then. And back then, that's almost $1,200 now. And that's what the dude charged me. And guess what the dude did? The fucking gym was empty. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's all to myself. I got this fucking coach all to myself, a Golden Glove champ. Cool. I fucking paid. I signed the contract, and I didn't see the fine print. You can't get your refund, but I signed it, and I was there, and I was waiting for the dude. I was punching. I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, hey, man, you going to help me out? I was like, oh, yeah, just punch this bag, and I'll come right back. I was there for an hour punching. I was like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm punching it cool. And then I was like, fuck, hey, sir, are you going to help me? Yeah, just get to this bag. And that went on for 3 hours on my first day. And you guys would say, that's how it works. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work that way. Because when I finally said, okay, it might work that way. But then after 3 hours of me just hitting the same fucking bag, I was like, all right, this is the Karate Kid, just doing everything without mind. Cool. But then I went to go check on him, and he was with his feet up, eating pizza, just watching. I was like, hey, sir, are you going to help me out or what? And so like, actually, we're about to close. And I was like, there's no one here, man. Like, I am. Not only that, at 15 years old, this was back in fucking 92, somewhere around there. I'm freaking old, man. I don't look like it, but I'm freaking old. I had to travel over 20 miles to get to it. Buses and all this thing. It took me 3 hours to get there. And so I was heartbroken. I had no one. But anyways, the point is, I had no training. I went to go see a fight. Next thing you know, it was sold out. I was just waiting there trying to get an extra ticket. Someone approached me, like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I hope you don't mind, but I'm trying to get an extra ticket because I know you guys are sold out. I hope that's not a bad thing. He's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. Do you fight? I'm like, what do you mean, do I fight? He's like, do you box? I mean, you're here in a boxing match, right? He's like, well, yeah, I like boxing. You know, I watched it before, but I'm a street fighter. And she's all like, okay, I'll be right back. And she came back with the promoter. And he's all like, hey, you fight? And I was like, I'm a street fighter. And he's all like, how much you weigh? And I was like, 150, 154, 152. And this was back when I was in the military. And he's like, well, you want to fight tonight? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, a boxer didn't come, but you can fight if you want. You got some shorts, you got a mouthpiece. And I didn't have this mouthpiece. I had that single one, like the wrestlers. So it's like, well, if you get it, come back, hurry up, and you get to fight tonight. I was like, all right, cool. I went back in the taxi because I had nothing. It took me like an hour to get back. I get back. I'm sizing up the fighters in the locker room, and the locker room's getting smaller and smaller. And I'm like sizing the guys up. I was like, oh, I could take that guy. I could take that guy. I don't want to fight that dude. Damn, I don't want to fight that one. And it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And the one I didn't want to fight, that was my fight. I was the main event against a champion that was bigger than me, who weighed in at 154, but he was like 176. And he was like fucking 40 fights, wins, about 1 or 2 losses. And like half of his fights were knockouts. I put him in 2 rounds because he was so high. I would try to swing at his head, but I would hit his body, and then he would just block with the shoulder. So I was like, fuck that. I can't hit him, so I'm just going to blast that shoulder. After a while, he couldn't lift it anymore. After the second round, I was like, I'm going to knock this fool out. And the bell rang for the third round. He didn't come out. And everybody was like, what the fuck? Everybody started cheering. And I had a table full of all kinds of drinks. And I was like, hey, man, how come people have all these drinks that they're not drinking? Because it's for you, man. It's the customary thing to do. And I was like, wait, what? I don't drink, man. They're like, I just drank the beer because I was fucking thirsty. And the next thing you know, a check comes and this gives me, and I'm like, what is this for, sir? He's like, you won the fight, right? You won some money. And I was like, well, I just came to watch the fight. I don't need that money. He's like, nah, it's yours, man. I can't take it back. It's yours. Your name's on it. I was like, all right, cool. After that, 2 fucking champions in one night. I'll explain that some other time because this is getting too long. But anyways, let me just check the messages one last time and then we're done. So he was saying Iraq back in the day and have been watching ever since. Wondering where you've been, brother. Ballroom Hero 85. You're my new moderator. Again, like I told, I think it was, his last name was Mata, Paul Mata. I'm going to make you guys moderators. That doesn't mean you have to moderate, but your name's going to have a little highlight. And when people come, they'll be like, oh, this guy is connected to him. Cool, whatever. Again, you don't have to moderate, but I'm going to make you a moderator. Mark, obviously, you know you're going to be a moderator. But anyways, yeah, I've been soul searching, brother, in the sense of trying to tame my PTSD. Finally got to it. I'm going to share that information of the 1, 2, 3, 4 flush, which helps you process through everything in physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. Thanks a lot, brother. I really appreciate that, Ballroom Hero 85. Really appreciate that, man. Since back then, man, that's over 10 years ago, brother. Really appreciate it, man. Mark, thank you for your service. I want to see those. Yes, I remember you telling me this fight. Yeah, so, I mean, I haven't drank water yet. I'm out of it. So, thank you for those of you who tuned in. To those of you who are going to tune in later and see this video, it might get a little boring here and there, but just please do me a favor and skip through and see what resonates. Your higher self is going to make you go to the right spot. You'll be like, wait, what did he say right there? Wow, that's exactly what I needed to hear because I was getting troubled about that because of my opponent that I fought today or whatever. And you'll be like, now I know how to beat him next time in my sparring match or whatever. I've had a lot of that. They're like, dude, I followed what you did and it helped me fight that bigger dude. Your video on distance, how to cut the distance and stuff like that. But anyhow, this is all about strategy, man. It's not about egos. Even though some of you might say like, you seem to be a lot of ego. It's not. Everything is mirror. If you're thinking that, that means your higher self wants you to know that maybe you need to adjust a little bit. Doesn't mean your ego, but if you can see it, that means it's reflection. It takes one to know one. So if you thought about it and didn't say it, still consider it. Man, why was I about to say that about my cousin? I recognize it, but know it. So I need to learn from it before I speak to him and criticize him or whatever. Even when it's something good, just it is what it is. Everything is mental. Everything is mirror. Carl Gustav Jung. If you want to understand the darknesses of other, search within and understand your own darkness first. That's what I did. I had to let go of my gym. I had to let go of the love of my life, everything, man. And I just found out not too long ago that's what Buddha did. Hopefully, I get my love of my life back. And I still have my other love, the 58 Bel Air. I still have it. I'm gonna fix that baby up, man. But anyhow, hopefully you guys can help me out. Again, I don't need your money. I don't need you guys to promote for me, but just hey, if something resonates and you have a cousin that might need that strategy on dictating the range, we'll just show them my video. And just from them being appreciative, that energy is gonna come towards me, and somehow that energy coming towards me, I'll be able to attract other like energies. It's just the way it works, guys. It really does. The all is mind, the universe is mental. And don't forget, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. All right, so I'm out of here. I'm gonna post one last little song. Oh, I gotta show Ballroom Hero 85 his message because they blocked it. Why would they block that? Why would they block your message, brother? You see what I'm saying? You did not say anything negative. That was actually praise. It was actually good. Why are they trying to block the praise? Anyhow, gotta get going. One love, one light, under one life. For together our light will shine much brighter. For together our light will shine much brighter. And don't forget, you're limited to your creativity. Pain is temporary. Pride is eternal, meaning fulfillment lasts forever. Fight will be worth it. Whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional, the universe, YOU, the universe will reciprocate. And don't forget, the 1, 2, 3, 4 flush gonna help you transmute from the inside out. Peace. One love. What's going on? They're not letting me finish. This is so. Come on. So while you're watching me, I'm trying to switch this thing. It's the heat, man. It's not allowing my laptop to. It's like sluggish right now. So I'm glad it lasted this long, though. Come on, buddy. I need to go drink some water. Goodness. Go up. So don't forget, while I'm waiting for that thing to move up, this will give you a 10 pack. All right, I don't have a 6 pack or an 8 pack. I got a 10 pack, and I hardly ever work out, and it's thanks to this and holistic approach to reality. Come on, let me move this up so we can show this to the world. If you guys are still listening to me, I'm sorry. I'm trying to give you the last part. It's just so slow right now. Come on, guys. There we go. Sorry if you're hearing two songs.
Forget about me, cause I don't exist. I flow through the ether, multidimensionally. I share my insights, call me a preacher. Almost like a ghost, I'll teleport back home like E.T. I'll be gone in an instant, so don't blink, so don't blink, so don't blink, cause you might just miss everything. The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death. Not even death.